When I was a kid, I hit my head on a tree and suffered a pretty major concussion while sledding. Back then, the major school of thought was that rest was the best way to cure a concussion. But now doctors are finding out there might be a better way. It was a windy afternoon in 2013 at a soccer practice when Hannah Parmenter was hit not once, but twice in the head by a soccer goal when it tipped over.
I don't remember feeling any pain. I had actually had a wrestler's ear or cauliflower ear as well. Apparently that was bleeding and I couldn't feel that. It just felt very numb.
The then 11-year-old suffered a serious concussion. She's now 21 and the impacts still stay with her today.
Sometimes when I do get a headache, it is a lot stronger than a normal headache would be.
An estimated 2 million children and teens get sports and play-related concussions annually. At the time of Hannah's injury, her treatment was a lot of rest.
I remember this was around Christmas time, so just laid on the couch, watched like Christmas movies.
But concussion treatment for young people could be undergoing a shift, and rest may no longer be best.
There was a time where the diagnosis involved a couple of fingers, and if you were able to walk, you could get back out there.
That is Dr. Chris Vaughn, a pediatric neuropsychologist at Children's National in Washington, D.C. He works with kids on a daily basis who have suffered concussions.
Fortunately, the majority of brain injury overall falls into the relatively milder category.
Over the years, Dr. Vaughn and his colleagues started noticing something. Kids who suffer concussions and immediately return back to school and daily life seem to recover faster. So they started studying what was happening.
The kids that went back to school earlier or tended to miss fewer days of school had lower symptom burdens 2 weeks later.
What they found is that the longer kids miss school after suffering a concussion, the longer their symptoms seem to linger. The findings suggest there could actually be a therapeutic benefit for the brain from kids returning to school after a concussion, because Dr. Vaughn says it helps their brain actively recover in a sense. All of the findings were recently published in a new study.
I hope that it reinforces a message that has been growing over the last 8 to 10 years, which is that there really are things that we can do to help treat kids with concussion. This is not a wait until it gets better type of injury.
Dr. Vaughn and his colleagues are recommending parents with kids who suffer from concussions push socialization, reduce stress from not missing too much school, maintain a normal sleep-wake schedule, and return to light to moderate physical activity.
This important message that we don't want to just put kids in a dark room or have them sit at home and wait until they don't feel any difficulty concentrating or any anxiety.
It was hard for people to understand what was happening because I looked fine on the outside.
As for Hannah Parmenter, she still thinks about that day in 2013 and is continuing years later to talk about it in hopes of bringing more awareness to a problem that plagues so many.
It can change a person. It changed me during that time.
Chris Conti, Scripps News, Washington.